because, and it's exactly what you said. It's that competition because we're thinking like, oh, there's Backstreet Boys doing a residency, putting on the most amazing show anyone's seen in their life. I've got to be top of my game constantly as an artist, as an entertainer, so that people even slightly enjoy what's going on here,
Yeah.
because they are used to seeing these crazy things, and they have to be so nice to everyone because it's like, oh, I'm competing against hospitality industry, which is like the nicest, kindest, like most welcoming thing. So we're like, we've got to be kinder and more welcoming.
What up, fellas?
Oh my goodness, I'm so psyched right now.
What's going on?
I'm so pumped. I'm so freaking pumped. I'm so excited. Okay, I'm gonna start introducing you guys to each other real quick, just because I want to. I'm the person who knows everyone here, right?
The connector.
I'm the connector here. Okay, so, and it's recording right now, so this can also be on the podcast.
Yeah.
So, Rex is one of the most interesting people I've ever met in my life.
Thank you, bro.
Big praise.
He is, and tell me when I'm wrong about any of these. He produced this indie film that is winning top awards at every single festival that they've gotten into.
Not everyone.
But
we have said, some dope ones.
Yeah,
Do I sound all right? Is it okay on the audio?
Yeah, you sound great.
Sounds good.
Okay, cool.
He is an incredible rapper, just great artist, super cool, unique commercial sound. He is the announcer for the FC Lights.
Yeah.
Yep.
Professional soccer team, yeah.
Yeah, professional soccer team announcer, which is so sick. Like, what a random thing to add to your list of all your already incredible things. Played college football.
I did. Yeah, it was D3, but I did play ball.
Still, so crazy. And I learned that one recently, and I was like, what the heck? And what was that? It's just everything just blows me away. And then Tristan also just gives me like most interesting man in the world vibes, like 100%. Right now, Tristan works he works at Crunchyroll, and he's the one that puts like the description of the different shows on Crunchyroll.
Dude, let's go.
I know.
Yeah, some emails, some billboards.
Yeah, he does the type, right? That's what it's called.
Copywriting it.
Copy. Yeah, he does copy and type for Crunchyroll right now, and you've also written like a couple scripts, right?
Yeah. Pitching an animated show right now with a couple friends, and then working on some other scripts as well.
Yeah. So
that's dope.
I know, right? Yeah. It's just like super talented guy. He changed my brain about like a few things. Like one thing he said is he likes to do things that he's not interested in every period, just to see if he still doesn't like it or if his like opinions have changed and like re-experience the thing, even if he like hates it. And it's like changed my view of how our interests can evolve over time. And he's just an incredible podcast host. So I'm just excited for like a meeting of such interesting people, and I'm pumped to be part of this conversation.
But now, Rex, we have to do Kevin's. So Kevin is this guy who is an economics grad and then was like, you know what? I'm bored of econ. I'm going to go make music, baby. And then he didn't stop there. He went to YouTube, got a whole Spanish following. He's keeping those videos up. He's the head of what do you call it at Taverna Costera?
I don't even know what I freaking do. Jeff just comes up to me. He's like, hey, we're putting on this event. Can you please do it for us? And I'm like, why? I don't want to do this anymore.
Kevin's a dope A&R, dude. Everyone that I've seen him book out is actually pretty talented. So it's dope to be in that same pool.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I try to find people who are sick, and sometimes I'm blown away that they don't get booked more in the scene. And I'm like, because like, for example, like Pathogen, who's that he has that long hair and he has like that kind of like punky vibe to his stuff. Such a talented rapper, and he like
artist, yeah.
Such a good artist, and I rarely see him on hip hop shows that I don't book. He does a lot with punk in the punk scene, but I'm like, why is everyone not booking him? He's so good,
Man, it's such a weird dichotomy. I feel like I'm in the same boat when you booked me out. It's like I'm like so blessed that you're putting me on any shows because I haven't performed in like 5-6 years prior to Kevin booking me out. I used to be a lot more active in the scene. I used to go to weekly open mics and stuff like that. But life changes and just switched up my style a little bit with other things. I'm DJing more. And yeah, dude, Kevin will put me on, and I'm like, damn, bro, everyone here is like mad talented, bro. Like this is a great pool of artists to be around. So it's dope.
I when I heard you for the first time, I was like, how have I never heard of Rex before? This guy's incredible. With your rapper name Roy Lorange, and I was just like, hold the phone. And people were like, oh yeah, everyone knows him. I'm like, how do I not know him then? Because I want to
Dude,
know him because he's incredible and he's so talented.
the game doesn't change, man. I'm just not I'm not a rapper anymore like that. And
Right.
it's dope that you're still looking out for me because man, every song I played on Saturday or Friday night was recorded previous to like 2020. So
Oh, wild.
Wow.
Wow. It's crazy because they sound so modern.
that's
They,
that's cool
they,
as heck, man. Time with sound, baby. Come on now, boy.
yeah. Oh, 100%. You are like, you must have been like cutting edge when you were coming out with that stuff because it's
I, I
so
appreciate
sick.
that, man. Yeah, I was very much inspired by like the Migos and Lil Uzi
Mm,
2017. And I feel like everyone sound like Lil Baby now. Even Lil Baby sound like the Migos and Lil Uzi now.
yeah,
So
true.
I might have just been the first to bite that sound.
Yeah, yeah. You like latched onto it, but you like iterated on it in a really interesting way, I feel like too.
Well, thank you,
You
man. Yeah.
know? Yeah. Anyway, I want to get the full, I don't want to, I know we're like limited on time and I want to get the full Rex story today.
Yeah, dude.
Um, okay, just start going.
Let's just make sure too. So for everyone listening, Rex T Rex Sweeney. What's full name? Go by name.
That's
What are you
that's my
going by these
government name
days?
is T-Rex Sweeney.
T Rex Sweeney.
So if you look at me in the film credits, that's my name. Usually I just go by Rex. I'm Rex from Vegas. That's my logo back here. It's
Yep,
literally
yep. I love the logo.
it's a Rex from Vegas. Um, yeah, dude. So I'm doing a million different things. I kind of just can't stop. I have like this crazy anxiety when I'm alone, so I like to work all the time. So yeah, let's start. I played D3 football for about a year and a half. Came back to UNLV. Ended up taking about 8 years to graduate college. So I was kind of taking my time. I worked 40 hours a week all the way
Oh
through
man.
school,
Mm.
which was awesome. Worked at a dispensary. That's where I got my rap name, Roy Lorange. There's actually a strain of cannabis called Lorange, and people said it looked like my beard, the little hairs on the bud. And so I was gonna go by Lorange. There was already a Lorange. I was gonna be Rex Lorange, and then there was Rex Orange County. That was too much. And I was like, what is Lorange? It's French. Roy and Rex are the same word, so that's where that came from.
That's
Started
awesome.
taking music seriously around 2017 was when I was like, okay, I'm about to graduate college. It took me 3 more years. I was like, oh, I'm about to graduate college. I'm gonna start getting this music career going, get after it. So I did the whole thing. I went to Gas Station Studios, got my music professionally recorded. Shout out King Gas. He's always looked out.
Mhm.
Fellow UNLV grad as well. And yeah, I started doing that. I was doing it with a manager at the time. He was managing and producing all of my beats for my first project, and it was awesome. We dropped the thing. I was like, "This is the one. I'm about to blow up." It was one EP, bro. I had no idea how anything worked. Got some articles written. Thought that was gonna put me over the edge. Didn't do anything. Me and the manager ended up falling out because I wasn't famous yet. So I started going to open mics. And from there, I recorded a project basically based on my open mic experience called Thin Ice. And Thin Ice was my second EP, and that was a lot of fun. That one I started taking like a little bit more serious because I had friends now that I could show my music to from my dispensary days,
Mm.
and started doing music videos. Ended up meeting up with Josh, Half Mutant Films, who I worked with to this day, through music videos, became kind of a staple at all the open mics, made friends with all the artists, realized all these artists were so good, but no one was giving them any shine.
Mhm.
So I started doing journalism. Instead of paying, someone else to write about them, I was communications major, and I was like, oh, let me write. So I ended up writing for a few blogs, one in Chicago, one in Atlanta, one in I think North Carolina. It's a shame too, because they're all kind of defunct now. So my digital footprint for my journalism days is almost gone.
Oh no, you don't have like copies of it or anything, or
I have like PDFs, but
okay,
like
good.
it's not the same when it's like
Right? No, yeah.
sitting a link. So yeah, so I did a lot of journalism. I realized that no one could effing read. Um, so I got a little bit more involved in like video content for journalism. I linked up with a brand called For the Culture in 2019. And we started writing. I basically headed up their blog and wrote for them, did some video content for them. Um, Pandemic hit, and FTC was known for throwing shows. But we were like, how do we put a show experience online? Because everyone was kind of doing that like Zoom, live stream, internet thing during COVID. So we did an FTC live stream at the Sarap store. Shout out Sarap, one of my favorite clothing brands here in town. They got a cool checkerboard logo. I'm sure you've seen their stickers all over the Arts District. Um, and so we recorded a live FTC live performance. Had a DJ set on there, all local music. And From there, we ended up getting a room in the Union House. So I worked with For the Culture as like their media department head for about 2.5 years there. The FTC YouTube channel is still alive. The brand is not. But the YouTube is not alive. It exists. You know what I'm saying? It's not deleted. So you can go check out all the cool stuff we did. We did everything from live performance videos. We had a couple series. We had DJ sets. We did interviews, and I was doing all this stuff, and I was like, how can I package this in one package? I ended up becoming a late night host. So I was a late night host for the Culture for 21 episodes, I want to say, around there. We had 30 different artists on there. Some of the artists are actually still doing really well to this day. Shout out Mimi G, she was on the show. Shout out Vic Smith and Noise. They both performed on the show. Yeah, I interviewed a lot of really cool people doing that. Um, and that was all directed by Half Mutant Film, so I still work with to this day,
Mm.
who I'd met through the YouTube thing. I ended up leaving the brand in 2023. Yeah, no, wait, was it? Dang, it was 2022. Ended up leaving the brand to kind of pursue greener pastures. I felt like I was being kind of like creatively stifled, and I was putting in a lot of work, and I just didn't I didn't see our values aligning anymore. So I decided to step away from the brand. The brand wanted to go a little bit more harder on the live performance side of things. I wanted to go harder on the media side of things. And, there's only so many people involved. So it was kind of like we were
Right.
pushing and pulling left and right. So I decided to step away from that. Realized I need to do something to make money. So I started DJing. In 2022, I ended up getting my first residency. I'm still at that residency. It's called Davidoff Cigar Lounge. And I played there every Wednesday. I've been playing there every Wednesday for the last 2.5 years. So I DJ now. While I was DJing, though, Half Mutant Films approached me with a script, and he was like, "Yo, I'm gonna make this movie. Like, I need you on board with this. Like, this is like we work well together. Let's get this going." So I got the opportunity to executive produce that First Friday indie feature,
Hmm.
and First Friday is doing phenomenally, man. It's so cool. We had basically an all entirely green crew on that. Uh, we had 3 or 4 film students that were actually on crew. And we bootstrapped it, we bootlegged it. Josh paid for the whole film out of pocket just by saving up money for a couple years. So we made a $30,000 indie feature, and we shot it in 7 days, 7 days of hell, 16-hour, 18-hour days sometimes. I think I slept maybe 4 or 5 hours. I did crash out on the last day. Thank you to the lack of sleep. But yeah, no, and then ever since then, we did a couple pickup days a couple months later. And then I helped oversee post-production. So I kind of brokered all the deals with, the audio engineer, the VFX artist. I'm handling all the marketing and media for that now. So yeah, that's doing really well. I just ran analytics. I was at a film festival last night, and I was like, how far along are we? And we've gotten 250,000 views in the last 90 days.
Wow.
So marketing is killing it. You don't see that for an indie film, which is awesome.
It's
We went to San
incredible.
Antonio last month and won grand prize in the film festival. So yeah, that's kind of brings us up to now, man.
Oh my goodness.
Just a
Doing a
few
lot, man.
things.
Oh
Just
yeah.
a few things. Now tell me this, was young Rex like, you know what?
Wild.
I'm gonna do all of it. Or did you grow up thinking like I was doing football, I was doing something else?
I was really good at football. I was captain of my football team, but I could not get a girlfriend to save my life.
Oh
What?
man.
It's like I gotta do something, man. So I was reading this article from Rolling Stone where Lil Wayne was talking about how he was recording songs on his tour bus. And I was spending all afternoon by myself watching Seinfeld. And I was like, well, if he's on a bus and he's able to do it, like I could do it in a living room. And so I recorded my first mixtape. It was awful. So bad it was all freestyle raps. But I sold it at school for $1 each,
Oh my
and everyone
gosh.
bought them and jokingly listened to it. And I wasn't in on the joke. So I was like, oh my God, everyone's listening to my music. I got to keep doing this. So I did, what was it? The first one was called like You Already Know Though. The second one was something else. And then my third one was called Worst Rapper Alive. And that one, oh my, and then I finally did a mixtape. And that was when I actually got pretty good. And I put that on like Dat Piff, and I thought it was so cool. And that was called My Name is Tim. My first name is Tim. My real name is T Rex, Timothy Rex.
Mhm.
So that one's
So
called My
cool.
Name is Tim. And
Your parents are the coolest, by the way, for that.
they're awesome, bro. I dropped a couple months after Jurassic Park, so they were for sure inspired. You know what
Oh
There
I'm
my
you go.
goodness, I love
saying?
that. That is so sick.
But yeah, no, I thought I was gonna be a rapper, and then I gave it up to go play football. Football season ended. I got bored, and then when I came back to UNLV, I was playing football at a small school in Ohio,
Hmm.
and football season was awesome. It was the start of the year. I had so much fun. I made so many friends, and then football season ended, and it's freaking 20 degrees, snowing every day, and I'm in Ohio, and I'm like, why am I here, dude? This is depressing.
There's a
Uh,
reason every emo band is like, I want to get out of Ohio.
yeah, I didn't. I wish I was into emo music before I made that decision because I would have got a little heads up.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, dude. So I came back to UNLV. My parents were like, yeah, we'll support you for your first 4 years. Get you at least to finish school or 3 years at that point. But I switched my major when I came back. I did communication studies as my major, and then I minored in audio. Basically, I said I'm going to be a rapper.
Mhm.
Words and music was my goal. So I mean, all the way to the journalism push until I started actually being around rappers. So I was doing almost everything on my own. Um, I thought I was just going to be a rapper. I thought I was going to be a rapper. You know, that
Mm.
was my only goal. Luckily,
To me,
working.
you are still a rapper, by the way. If
Thank you, bro. Yeah,
you're
I
still an
appreciate that.
incredible rapper. So
Quote unquote, a successful rapper, I should say.
okay,
Whatever.
okay, okay. I was about to say like
Rapper.
like you're not like huge household name vibes, but you're very good.
I
You're a very
appreciate
good
that,
rapper.
man. I am very proud of the work I put in to become good because I was god awful at the start.
Yeah, I believe it.
But I think
I
everyone.
feel that. I look at my early stuff and I'm like, oh my goodness, what was wrong with me?
Yeah, how is this cool to me?
Yeah.
But yeah, no. But like the cool part about music, or at least like being a musician and thinking about being a musician, is it kind of leads to this skill set you have. If you want to be good, you have to develop a skill set in marketing, video, or at least you have to have the language to be able to communicate how to create a video. That's kind of
Mhm.
how I fell in love with production. My first music video that I paid money for was awful, and it's because I didn't know how to communicate what I wanted. I
Mhm.
basically told the videographer that I didn't want to show my face. I was trying to be like one of these secret artists. It's like 2017, you know.
Yeah.
So like the Frank Ocean method. And the guy ended up shooting. I went out there, rapped all the songs, and he shot everything around me. So the music video looked like a commercial for the Arts District. I was like, or for Fremont East, and I was like, wait, like I'm not in this at all. And so we ended up getting the video. We got all the raws and re-edited it, and that was fucking nightmare. But yeah, no, I think that's the cool part about being a musician or wanting to be a musician because 9 times out of 10, when you love an artist, you're kind of just loving the marketing or you're loving the video or you're loving,
Mhm.
it's very rare that you'll fall in love with just a sound, like you'll encounter a sound organically, you know?
Mm.
So yeah, no, I think music has always been like a really good driving light. And just because I have had these opportunities to learn this skill set, it's led to my ability to do everything I do now, like the marketing for the film. I'm able to DJ and pay my bills, and stuff like that. And it's like I'm a solid DJ because I know how to work with a DAW. You know, I feel like it's
Mhm.
almost very similar. Working with Serato is very similar sort of workflow. But yeah, no, there was never a decision to just do one, to do it all. No, I just kind of, I can't say no to things. And I have like crazy, I don't know if it's ADD or anxiety or whatever, but I hate being alone and I hate doing nothing. I can't sit around doing nothing. So if I am
Mhm.
doing nothing, I'm probably just drinking and that leads to me being sad. So
Mhm.
I've got to do something, you know?
I feel I, I feel so similar to you in that sense of like if I'm not like actively working on something when I'm alone, I get like depressed.
Yeah.
So like COVID just like destroyed me because of it. Because I was just like, shoot,
You lost
this is
them.
the worst. This is the
And
worst experience ever.
I've been to your house too. You live in the States, bro. Like it really had to be like mad isolated, dude. Like,
Yeah, I well during COVID, luckily I didn't live up here. I moved here like right after COVID.
okay.
Yeah. But still, I was just that was the worst experience ever. Just because I was like, why am I alone? I want to be with people all the time. I want to be working. I want to be out and about. You know, see their faces, feel the community. The sense of community is just everything.
Oh, it's so huge. And I mean, COVID was cool for me because that's what led to me working with FCC because I had to get out the house. I didn't live with any old people or anything. So I was like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm young and healthy. I'm like, let's go do stuff. And we ended up locking in that union house and
Mm.
going there every day, you know?
Yeah, so at least you had something like you had like a work thing that was uh something you had to do in person. So you were like, let's get out of this lockdown situation.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. But yeah,
That's
no.
smart.
Yeah, I always got to be doing something, bro. Otherwise, I'm gonna lose my effing mind.
Oh, dude, I feel that.
Yeah, it's funny you mention it because, like, I feel like, especially in film or even some musicians, you hear about people who, like, go off, lock themselves in a room, they don't talk to nobody. They come back and they're like, I've brought you art. Where it sounds like you're a little different, where you're like, hey, I'm going to work on this. I'm going to go do this, this, this. How do you feel like your rapping has influenced your filmmaking and vice versa?
Ooh,
Well,
such
that's
a
a
good
really good
question.
question. Well, I think the more I dove into being a musician, quote unquote, the more I realized how much I love music videos more than I love being an artist,
Yeah,
essentially,
okay.
Oh,
or at least,
wild.
or even just like if I'm engaging with an artist. Most of the time, I'm falling in love with their music videos. I just spend all day on YouTube watching music videos. That's pretty much the standard at the house. So like artists like Childish Gambino, A$AP Rocky. Um, Even newer artists like Sabrina Carpenter comes to mind. I love pop music, by the way.
Oh, I do
And
too.
yeah, but yeah, no. As far as like filmmaking goes, I think it comes down to just like having this snappy feel to the edits that we would lock in on. And like if you watch First Friday, I could send you guys a screener for
Yeah, that'd
that.
be great.
There's literally a music video in the film, and that's almost like an homage to Josh's music video effort that he put in because Josh put in Half Newton Films. He did free music videos for like 20 different artists when he came back to the city as
Wow.
almost like a networking tool, and that's how I got my biggest music video out. It was called Blunt and a White Claw.
Such a great
Hilarious
song.
song.
Love
Thank you,
Blunt and
bro.
White Crawl. Oh, it's such a good song. Some of
Yeah,
your
dude.
songs are great, but that one's really good. That one's
I
a hit.
appreciate that, man. Yeah, I wanted to make a song for the white girls that was Bay Area influence. So,
So good.
yeah,
It's such a good song.
it was a fun one. But yeah, no, I think as far as like in the filmmaking side of things too, like if you can, production is almost all just scale, you know, whether
Hmm.
you're making something on your iPhone in your living room or you're Steven Spielberg, it's almost the same challenges you can encounter, and you're just adding more moving parts to it as it goes. So I think the music video experience and being an artist definitely has helped understand the filmmaking world a little bit better, you know.
And with First Friday, you said you've done a bunch of film festivals. Are you traveling to these film festivals? Or are you just kind of sending it off and connecting with people that way?
A little column A, a little column B. So the ones that we've had the opportunity to go to are all based in the U.S. We've only been to like two or three here in America.
Hmm.
And majority of the festivals we've submitted to about 75 festivals. I think we've gone into about 40,
Wow.
and
Yeah.
we've won awards around like eight or nine of them. And a lot of the festivals are smaller.
Hmm.
And with these smaller fests, they don't really give you a huge heads up on when to go. They're basically like, "Hey, you got in festivals tomorrow.
Oh my gosh.
Got in festivals next week." And it's like,
Yeah.
I would like we won an award at Liverpool Indy, and I would love to have gone to Liverpool. Like I just had
Hmm.
beans on toast, but I love England. Um, but they gave us like a week heads up, so it was like, dang, you know, can't
Yeah.
plan.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I mean, I know Kevin always talks about it, and we have his podcast with different musicians and stuff, but talk about working and creating in Vegas. You had that stint in Ohio, thank heavens you're back. But talk about, like the film industry in Vegas and creators in Vegas and kind of the vibe and the collaboration there.
Vegas only works as a community.
Hmm.
And it's it's a double-edged sword too. So I've seen artists that do really well that I've never met or I've never seen at a show. I've met them before. I've never seen them at a show or at an open mic or anything, and they're killing it on TikTok, Instagram, whatever. Um, but I think in general, I think it is one of the coolest places to operate out of if
Hmm.
you are aware of it. This isn't a town to get famous in. This is a town to like sharpen your tool set. Because the level of talent that we have here is miles ahead. I would take an open micer from Vegas and put him up against an actual artist from LA. Nine times
Hmm.
out of 10, the open micer is going to be more technically sound, better stage presence, a lot more fun to watch, potentially better music.
Yeah.
But I think that's kind of what Vegas has the benefit of being in Vegas is almost exclusively due to the fact that we are competing with Bruno Mars. We're competing with Christina Aguilera, Backstreet Boys, whatever. And we like I think everyone does aspire to be on that level. And having that in your face all the time just makes you want to be better. Because the
Yeah.
artists that are good are pretty great. Whether or not they have a following, they're good at marketing, there's whatever. There's a million different factors to a reason why an artist isn't popping. But I think it does come down to just like are you like are you putting the work in just stage time? Are you putting the work in just marketing? Are you putting the work in just recording? What is the quality product? And we don't have that full scale artist out there yet.
Hmm.
And whether or not it's from development, from connections, network, whatever, that you would find in like a New York and LA, Atlanta, Chicago, a city with a lot more of a creative industry. And I think it does come down to the fact that like it's really hard to kind of be the first. And I
Hmm.
feel like I mean, we have people that are developing artists. We have incredible studios. We have all these things. Um, but they're almost limited exclusively to their own network. Whereas like I mean, you go to LA, you drive by, you see record labels, you see Billboard, you see
Yeah.
like these
Yeah.
major, industries that industry giants that have been around since God knows when, the 40s, the 30s,
Yeah.
RCA, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I mean, that's what you're always competing with. So it's a shame because the city does kind of swallow up good talent,
Hmm.
um, in that sense. But I mean, it comes down to just like, there's a million factors for a reason why an artist isn't popping. Creating in Vegas is so limiting. Creating exclusively for Vegas and in Vegas can be extremely limiting. And I do
Yeah.
find that artists that are very talented that do leave the city do great.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
got to shout out an artist named Zelly Vibes, who I got to interview back in 2020. And she had numbers here. She was doing great. But when she went to LA, she's almost exploded. It's
Yeah.
like it's really cool to see.
Well, and I feel like that's something you see historically in Vegas too. Like you look at some of the acts that have blown up in the alternative rock space from here, like the Killers, for example. And the Killers were doing like okay in Vegas, and then they get their contact in the UK, and suddenly they're the biggest band in the world. You know,
Um,
Imagine Dragons, same thing. They're grinding away in Vegas, and then they go over to LA like two or three times, and suddenly they're signed. Like it takes like hardly anything because like you said it's this grind here. I think what's lacking here right now is a really strong like centralized gatekeeper that has like really strong connections because it was Brian Saliba for the longest time who's the reason that Imagine Dragons became such a big thing is he like connected them in through that industry. But in general here in Vegas, because Saliba's been a little less active over the last like 6 years, you haven't had like a really clear person to go to. Tony
yeah.
Hsieh was trying to act as it a little bit, but it just like
Mhm.
he's not an entertainment guy, but he was
Yeah.
just putting money at artists he liked, and so they would have money, but they wouldn't get bigger because they didn't have access to the entertainment industry resources.
That's very real. I got to shout out my guy Mike G. He is a producer. He used to make beats at Union House all the time. I got some Mike G beats that I rapped very terribly on, and he ended up doing a session here with an artist called La Russell. I don't know if you know La Russell. He's one of the biggest independent rappers right now.
Okay.
He's popping in California because he did it all on his own. Basically, he's a indie guy. He throws a house party like every week, and he has live performances in his backyard. He just sold out a show, I think yesterday here in Vegas.
Oh, cool.
My G did a session for him here in Vegas. Russell was like, yo, I'm gonna move you out to Cali. My G became his in-house producer, and he just did a song with Wiz Khalifa. He's done songs with Snoop Dogg. Like, he's actually popping. Wiz Khalifa heard his tag and rapped off of it. Like the tag is like, I don't want the beat if it ain't Mike G. And then Wiz Khalifa starts his verses. And I don't want the girl if she don't like weed. Like, it's really
Oh, so sick.
Wow.
Mike G popping, dog. Yeah. So I think, yeah, no,
And that doesn't surprise me. That doesn't surprise me at all.
we have such a strong pool of artists, but we don't have that industry connection, you know?
Yeah. Because, and it's exactly what you said. It's that competition. Because we're thinking like, oh, there's Backstreet Boys doing a residency, putting on the most amazing show anyone's seen in their life. I've got to be top of my game constantly as an artist, as an entertainer, so that people even slightly enjoy what's going on here,
Yeah.
because they are used to seeing these crazy things, and they have to be so nice to everyone because it's like, oh, I'm competing against hospitality industry, which is like the nicest, kindest, like most welcoming thing. So we're like, we've got to be kinder and more welcoming. Just competing against that. So just, yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
Yeah, such an uphill battle. And I guess on the film side, I know there's been some problems with legislation and like getting all those studios actually to build in Vegas after it's been talked about for so long. What do you see on the film side being some hurdles to getting bigger? Like, do you know about tax credits at all, or when you made your short film, how easy was it to get permits to shoot in the city and stuff?
Our movie's actually a feature.
Oh yeah, sorry, the feature. You're
That
right.
was funny. Yeah, so dude, honestly, that whole tax credit industry, it almost always gets swallowed up by big studios.
Yeah.
There's only X amount of dollars, and most of the time, these productions are scheduled out January, February, March. So by the time it gets to, summertime or whenever people are filming, it's a lot smaller. I do got to shout out the Nevada Film Office. They do a really good job of trying to look out for locals. But unfortunately, the state is almost always kind of invested in the bigger money. There was a big legislation that just fell through. They were going to offer $1.2 billion to Sony and Warner Brothers as a new tax credit situation for them to develop studios out here. But I don't know, man. With the film industry, it's very interesting because film it's very similar to music. And most of my study of industry type stuff is almost all like music driven. But since we did the feature, I've been learning a lot more, and the parallels are remarkable. I mean, everyone kind of is looking for the opportunity to go work for a big studio or stuff like that. And the people that
Yeah.
stay independent, they kind of love being independent. And there is a develop. I feel like we were kind of the early adopters of this new wave because when we did hear about the studios, everyone was like, "Oh, I got to let's get this film stuff going. So I got to get ready so I don't have to stay ready so I don't have to get ready."
Yeah.
And I've seen a lot of indie features pop up in the last 2-3 years. One of them that was right before us was called Takeout Girl, and they ended up doing really well in film festivals. You can watch that on I think Hulu right now or Tubi, one of them. And that got developed, and that film crew is still working together, and they're still putting out stuff. But I mean, there's not. I don't know. It's weird, man. We don't have. It's the same argument with the music. There's not a studio out here. There's not a Warner Brothers. There's not a
Yeah.
Netflix, a Sony. And so it's like it's almost the same argument where it's like, if you want to do it, you got to do it yourself, fund it yourself, find a financier, have a rich uncle, because movies are mad expensive. But yeah, no, like luckily I got to visit the Future of Film Association's Optics convention yesterday and the day before. And that was really cool. That was a opportunity to have filmmakers attend panels and learn a little bit more about the industry. And they did some screenings for some unreleased films. I had the opportunity to meet a couple of distributors, so it's like
Oh,
now I
nice.
have a bit more insight on how to get this movie to the next step. We made the movie, we marketed it, we're at the festivals, and everyone assumes, okay, you got into film festivals, these people are going to start a bidding war for your project. They want to buy this. This is like Kevin Smith and Clerks, but it
Yeah.
don't work like that, man. You kind of do have to put the legwork in. You have to reach out to these distributors and get it out on your own. But yeah, no, it's growing here. I think the film industry is growing. And there always has been production here. Like my mom works in production. She's always done it for pretty large scale productions from the jump. She's a crew member on some major projects like Venom 3.
Wow.
You know,
Oh,
I'd have to be an extra in Paul Bart too. You know what I'm saying? Shout out. I was an extra in the studio that just came out the Seth Rogen show.
Yeah.
So like, there's always been production here, but they're always big budgets. They're always backed by studios. They're always financed, and most of the time they're shooting on the strip.
Yeah.
That's very costly in itself. And so like the first casino that's going to open up the doors to the indie industry is going to like be championed for a long time. But I mean, Vegas is more than the strip,
Yeah.
and that's kind of the crux of First Friday is that the film it's a narrative feature, but it takes place all in the arts district.
Hmm.
And the only time you do see the strip is, maybe from a stock shot that we have, a drone shot of the city, or, from a park or a neighborhood in the background. It's not just about the casinos. So yeah, I think once the major studios start filming around town, it's
Hmm.
gonna feel a lot more immersed. But right now, it's kind of in the same vein of music. The film industry is, if you know, you know, you know.
Yeah.
mm,
Yeah, I mean, I loved in the studio when they went to Vegas at the end. I'm like, oh, this kind of feels fun. And then Hacks has been all over Vegas, whether or not
Headshot
it's really, but Hacks
for
has
sure.
really shown a cool light on Vegas and what to portray there in different parts of the city and whatnot. But I just keep wondering, I'm like, when is it going to pop off? Because like last year we interviewed this guy named Yoni Kessler. He does a lot of music there in Vegas, does
do you
some
know
scores.
Yoni? Rex or no?
I may follow him. I don't know him personally.
Okay, okay, okay. I was gonna say because he's a really good score guy. And he's done some like documentaries and stuff,
Yeah.
some scores,
Done
won
some
like tons of
features.
awards.
And
Yeah,
he connected us with a director who was from Vegas, who moved down to LA and kind of said what you were saying of like went to UNLV film school, was cutting his teeth doing stuff there, but he had to make the leap to come to LA to kind of like move up to that next level. To which I'm like, we should decentralize more. Even living in LA myself, I'm like, the Duplass brothers, Wes Anderson and folks, they kind of proved you can do it in other places.
Hmm.
Why hasn't it taken off in Vegas when there's so much entertainment work there? But it makes sense what you're saying there.
it just makes sense to echo off of Tristan to have stuff in Vegas from LA because it's cheaper here,
Yeah.
in every sense, and it gives you like an extra workspace, and why have Atlanta, for example, which has become a big place for film, why go all the way out to Atlanta to do film when you could just go 5 hours away?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, well, it comes down to the city, the expanse of the city and the disconnect of the city. I
Mm,
mean, you go to LA, the Studio City, you got what, seven different studios up and down the same lane.
Yeah.
true that.
Whereas if I wanted to, I got an ADR session I gotta drive all the way to Northtown. I gotta drive all the way to,
Mhm.
this part of the city. There's not one area where we're just making
Mm.
movies or working on, music exclusively. I mean, the arts district is there, but I mean, you'll see a studio pop up in the arts district and 2 weeks later it's a caviar shop. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna pay the rent. So
Yep.
yeah, it's interesting. And I mean, it's a shame, but I mean, at the same time, like, it's no one's gonna save us. There's
Yeah,
no,
we gotta save ourselves.
yeah, there's no big uncle that's gonna come in and make everything good. We thought it was gonna be Tony Hsieh, and unfortunately, it's just not happening. So it's like, yeah, bro, I think the people that make stuff love making stuff, and they will continue to make stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't. My dream for the city has definitely altered, or yeah, it's shifted a lot to just just make stuff. If you're gonna
Hmm.
make stuff, because and get it to people that are in different places. And that's the beauty of like the film festival run that we're on right now. We got
Yeah.
the short feature in San Antonio, and all the parts that people laughed at in Vegas were taken so stone cold seriously in Texas. It's so remarkable the way that they view us. So yeah, it's very exciting, and I think that Vegas doesn't give itself credit. And yeah, man, I think people don't have to just make that leap if they want to go somewhere, or make that product that's going to get them somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have a question. It's going a little bit off topic. I just want to shift back to you a little bit. So, and I asked this of a lot of people I've been doing the flows kind of series with, which where I interview people who have been a feature on my latest album that I'm working on.
Oh, tight.
Yeah. And you're on the album, and you do a great job on the song we're on together. I
Appreciate it.
freaking love what you added to it. Just understood the vision perfectly. I feel like, which is
That's dope.
so thrilling when someone just like gets it. I'm curious, what type of music did you did your like parents listen to? Like before you were making decisions about music, what was kind of going on? Because your parents seem like they're super hip, super dope.
They're
Naming their son
awesome.
Tim Rex, that's
Yeah.
incredible. So I'm curious how music or even and films as well kind of played a role in your childhood.
100%, man. Well, I didn't have a friend besides the TV until I was like 8 or 9. You know what I'm saying? So,
Mm.
yeah, my parents are pretty badass. They're big into like rock and roll, a lot of like sing-along songs. They made me listen to a lot of Irish songs, and so that's kind of like the love of lyricism kind of came from.
Mhm.
My big sister forced us to listen to a ton of like Jack Johnson and Taking Back Sunday when we were on family road trips and stuff like that. And then I found hip hop around the age of like sixth or seventh grade. I was never not allowed to listen to rap, but my sister would play a song in the car around my mom, and it would be very gratuitous. I think Candy Shop by 50 Cent was the one that got her in trouble. And you be a nympho, I'll be a nympho. It was like, boop, turn that off. But yeah, no, I think. Yeah, no, like music like that was very crucial. I was really into like sitcoms and stuff like that, watching TV growing up. I was more of a TV watcher than a movie watcher. And yeah, no, the first rap album I got my own was Kanye's Graduation. So that was the
Oh,
first, yeah, that was my first foray into like, oh, this is not just a guy talking on a beat. This is like music, you know what I'm saying? And that was kind of like that shifted my whole perspective on hip hop. And yeah, I had a few rap songs downloaded. Like Eminem was funny, but I looked at it as like comedy. You know what I'm saying? Well, I was looking at it as like, oh, this is music. And then Kanye's Graduation came out, and the song it's about the city. It's got the piano. Adam Levine's on it.
oh, I know which one
Homecoming,
you're talking about. Yeah.
Homecoming. Yeah, phenomenal song. And that was
Great
kind of like
song.
my first hip hop song that I fell in love with. But yeah, no, that's kind of like the nutshell of it all.
I love that. Oh,
Uh,
okay, cool. Sorry, I think it's so fascinating to hear kind of what people grew up listening to. The Irish songs is so cool. So I'm guessing your family's Irish and in that
Yeah, I
Irish vein.
was raised Irish Catholic. I'm still
Oh,
Irish
sweet.
Catholic.
Love it.
My dad's full blown Irish. My mom is like she's like white and native. She Cherokee or something. But I mean, so is everyone.
Well, you talk about music videos and how much you love those and watch those. Can you think of like a few iconic music videos where you're like, damn, if I could do that, I'd know I'd
Oh,
done what's right.
absolutely. From like a formative standpoint, I got to shout out like Kanye's Stronger video where he did
Hmm.
the Akira thing. That was so cool. But I think the ones that like really stand out, like looking just on a base one, uh, ASAP Rocky has a video for this song called "The Kids Are All Right."
Hmm.
If you haven't seen it, watch it. It is one of the coolest uses of filmmaking ever. As a music video, as a storytelling device. It's awesome. Just watch it. I don't want to spoil it. It's phenomenal. It's kind of like the magnum opus of this project called Testing, and it kind of explains the whole testing video. It's so good. That one stands out. Childish Gambino has this video for Sweatpants that is phenomenal as
That
well.
video's crazy.
Very cool. I think it's Hiro Murai that directed that, and he's done work on the show Barry and Atlanta, and he's a
Hmm.
phenomenal director. Um, I really liked. There's a director called Mick G, and I was really into the movie Friday Night Lights.
Yeah.
Played football as a dork, and I got really into this director's videos. He did a bunch of music videos for artists as well, and I wish I could name one off tops. But yeah, no, he's a great music video director. And then going back as far as like the Michael Jackson ones, where there were legitimately short films,
Yeah.
uh, those always stand out. I'm a big dork for award shows. even to this day, I'm like right now on the TV, I have the 1995 MTV Movie Awards on. Um,
Oh, oh, I thought you meant like, oh, you like when award shows comes on, you like to watch them, but you mean like you're in it.
I watch them. Yeah, no, I love pop culture. So like award shows are a really cool example of like being like, oh, this was cool at this time.
Mhm.
Um,
Oh,
and so like watching a lot of them like MTV award shows and watching all the top videos and stuff like that from that era always come to mind. I love the full scale production. I think award shows are awesome. I wish we had more of them because I love a dorky monologue. I love a late night. It's basically a late night show with trophies. It's fun. There's
Mhm.
performances, there's monologues, there's jokes and skits and you get to lock in on this stuff. But there was the best video of like I want to say it was like 2011, bro. It was 2011 and 2010. And it was a Taylor Swift video. And she had I was You Belong to Me. Is
yeah,
that
you
the
belong with
one?
me.
Yeah. Right? That's the one where she's like, you wear short shorts, I wear
Yep,
t-shirts.
yep, yep. You
Yeah,
belong with
okay.
me. And it won
Phenomenal
over
video.
it.
Fun.
It's a good video, but that's the one that is the Kanye video. That is where that moment comes
Oh
from
yeah.
that video
Oh.
because, and let me
That
explain.
stands out. Yes.
For
Okay. This is why I brought up the award show. Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna do a quick clarification because people don't know what's going on exactly with that. So she won Best Music Video from a female artist.
Okay, yes.
Beyonce later in the night won Best Award overall, and so people Kanye got pissed because he was like, "Wait a second, the Beyonce video is the best video of the year," and he was right.
But he wasn't aware.
But he was not thinking like, oh, there's a female award video, and then there's another award for best video of the year award, and so he just like grabs the mic and creates this big controversial moment, right? Which weird, but he's also thinking of like the injustices of like Michael Jackson not winning at the MTV Music Awards, and so because he's coming from that type of
To be
background.
fair, bro, Single Ladies is not that good of a video, bro. It's a dance routine, man. It's a dance
Fighting
routine.
words.
I mean, like as far as
Whoa!
on a production standpoint, it took way more effort to shoot that Taylor video.
Oh, for sure. But like, okay,
I'm gonna stand on business on this.
you can stand on it.
It's a good dance. Don't get me wrong.
Oh no, it's not just a. I okay. I agree with you that in terms of like setup and stuff, the "You Belong with Me" video is more intense, and I love the "You Belong with Me" video. I've nothing against that one, but I have this special place in my heart for dance music videos. I just love them. So that's one reason I'm big into K-pop. I don't know if we've discussed that before, but the K-pop music videos are impeccable, and they have these dance routines that are just crazy. And this one girl, for some reason, has like a John Wick K-pop music video where she just shoots up an entire hotel. It's so insane. But that's K-pop. They're just insane. And I look at the Beyonce music video, and I look at how it represented different things in the culture, and what a huge impact it had, and just there's so many like references to old media in it that are just like very carefully done, and I think the filming of it was impeccable. Like it's just like one of the best filmed dance videos up until that point. Like you just look at like the cinematography and everything on it, and I would put it like, to me, best before that is going to be Weapon of Choice, right? Because the filming on Weapon of Choice is incredible, and then right after that, I'm putting Single Ladies.
I respect your argument. I respect your argument. Hey yo, Taylor, I'm really happy for you.
He's gonna let you finish, but Taylor Swift had a better video.
But yeah, no, that moment does stand out. Yeah, no, I love music videos. I love award shows. Yeah, big fan.
Yeah,
That's pretty great.
man, I don't love award shows as much as you because just the Grammys like piss me off. Grammys specifically. Other award shows I'm chill with, but the Grammys I'm just like so often I'm just like, what the heck are you guys doing?
Grammys
Like,
aren't as fun to watch, to be honest. In general, it's just
no,
it feels
the
like the
Grammys.
Oscars are pretty fun to watch. I'll be honest, but yeah, no, the Grammys feels a lot more like stringent and serious, and there's a lot on the line. And like, I'm a big fan of like the Billboard, the AMAs, the
The
MTV.
billboards are so good. Okay, I'm with you there. The billboards and the AMAs are great award
Yeah,
shows,
they're fun.
and they also feature like way more diverse artists and like way more interesting artists. Tyla wasn't nominated for a single award at the Grammys,
That's
and she
crazy.
was nominated for like everything at the Billboards.
Yeah, that water song was huge.
It
I
was
couldn't
huge,
stand
and
it.
also her whole album was just incredible.
I gotta dive in. I haven't done.
Oh, dude,
I've heard the
Tyla's
singles.
music is
That's it.
so interesting. Oh, as a DJ, you're gonna listen to that and you're gonna be like, well, now I've got new tracks to add because they're
Bro,
so danceable.
say less, yo.
They're so good.
You're giving him homework before work tonight. I know we got to
I'm
let you go because you're DJing tonight, right, Rex?
Nah, dude, we can run this as long as you want, dude. I'm
oh,
just chilling now. I'm going.
Gotcha,
sick.
gotcha,
Oh,
gotcha.
sick. Okay, cool. Well, dope. Now I'm less concerned.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got Poser out, the short, or almost out.
Poster's coming. Yeah, the skateboard movie.
Poser's coming soon. Okay. First
Yeah,
Fridays in the festival circuit.
first Fridays in the festivals.
Do you already have things? I know you do. What do you have working in the background right now that's coming up next?
Well, okay. So the cool part about Poser is I just got to executive produce that. I just did
Okay.
some creative. I did some story notes on the script, and then I helped out on the day. But I'm not doing as much as I was doing on First Friday, which is
Hmm.
cool. I got a really awesome credit, and my dad Trey is pumping it out, and he's doing a great job on the edit and stuff like that. He's
I'm
doing
so
all this
excited to see
stuff.
Posers. I love skate
What's
culture,
up?
so I love skate
Oh,
culture, so
dude,
I'm so excited for Posers.
it's a fun story, and it's a story that just it happens. It's skateboarding is their life, but it's not about skateboarding. So it's a cool
Oh,
movie.
I'm so psyched.
It's
I'm so
about 20
psyched.
minutes long, and that one is actually written and directed by one of the stars of First Friday. So
Oh,
his
nice.
experience on set with us at First Friday was like kind of like the kick in the butt to go do it on his own.
Mm.
And so he used the same director of photography on Poser as we had on First Friday, and then
Was that Style or
no, this was Andrew Kwok.
okay, okay, okay.
Phenomenal DP. Stahl did all our pickup days because Andrew
Okay,
was
so I'll do the pickup DP. Okay.
yeah. But yeah, no, so Poser's awesome. My director also just worked with the same actress from First Friday on a project called Raven's Room that I helped out on. I have a producer credit on that. I don't know if I'm technically an executive producer because I don't really do a lot, but I did help produce part of that film. And I brokered some deals and stuff like that for that film. So that's a fun one. It's called Raven's Room. It's a lot more noir and dark and scary and there's blood and I think nudity. So yeah, it's like a serious film. So yeah, we've got those kind of like this trifecta going right now where we got the fun Friday night coming of age teen movie that's out. And then we got the skateboard one, which is it features skateboarders. It's fun, it's light, but it does get a little dark. And then or at least there's stakes, there's high stakes in that one.
Hmm.
And then we've got the neo noir one coming, which is very dark, very heavy. My director just presented me with a script last night for a premise that we came up together with. And it's going to be called The Family Dinner. I don't want to give away too much, but we are looking for an extremely talented actor to do almost like a Michael B. Jordan thing, like how he did on Sinners, where you play
Nice.
multiple roles. So
Okay.
that's going to be a fun challenge. How we're going to film that, what we're going to, getting that actor that's going to be capable of that, finding that actor is going to be fun. So those are the big ones. I do have something that's kind of in pre-production hell right now, but not really. There's just not a lot of motion on it. And that is I don't even have a real title for it right now, but it's going to be like a one take short film that we're coming up with that
Hmm.
inspired by the studio. That's really fun story. It's essentially a Bruno Mars type gets confronted by his investors and someone has to save the day. It's pretty fun. So that's a
What? That sounds
yeah,
sick.
that's a fun story. Yeah. I got to do like one more rewrite on it, but I have a really cool actress attached to it. If we can get it, rolling, if we can get some money for it. So that'll be a fun one if we can get that going. Mostly my days are taken up by my day job as a DJ and as the host of the soccer team, which is a lot of fun. Um, and then I'm really just on this after that conversation I had last night with the distributors. I'm really just on the wave of getting us to get this movie distributed. Having
Yeah.
First Party in a true festival circuit has been an eye opener, but the festivals are not as it's not as do this and this happens as I thought it was. So
Hmm.
Hmm.
so yeah, I'm sending a lot of emails and stuff like that this week, and it's kind of what I'm locked in on currently at the moment. I am. I also do a little bit of stand up.
Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I've been doing
Okay,
some.
by the way, I was like, man, this dude, I didn't know about the stand up thing, but it makes sense because you're hilarious. I've never laughed so hard on a freaking podcast.
I appreciate that, man. Yes, dude. So soccer season is wrapping up. So we only got 5 or 6 games left. And so I was like, dude, I gotta stay active on this microphone. So I've been doing a lot of stand up, picking up some open mics. I just popped on to the Hot Box Comedy Show, which is it's a YouTube show. You can actually watch those.
Nice.
I would recommend. It's a fun little snippet of Vegas culture on the stand up thing, and also a show called Johnny's Bucket, where I pretty much ate poop on both of them, bro. I bombed pretty hard on both those shows. But
Love it.
I do a little bit of stand up. That was one of my bucket list items I've decided to pursue. You know, big fan of Kill Tony, so doing a little bit of stand up this week. Um, yeah, it's kind of a weird full docket I've got, and then I've got so I also picked up some audio engineering gigs because I have that skill set from school. So I've been doing some audio engineering for the people over at UNLV for their conferences and stuff like that. Super easy work. So yeah, dude, there's a lot going on, but kind of everything all at once, and it feels like I'm doing nothing at all. You know, it's
I
a
totally understand that
crazy
feeling. Oh
work.
my goodness. Yeah.
Uh, Yeah, so the shorts are going to be fun. Getting those shorts out is going to be a lot of fun. Having less involvement in them than I had in First Friday is a blessing and a curse. I feel like I kind of relieved of the stress that I had on First Friday, but I mean, actively working on First Friday to this day. So yeah, it's a very interesting thing, but I'm excited to get those out. I think we want to do a premiere for Poser October or November is kind of the eyeball, and we're kind of eyeballing a couple of theaters out here, possibly the Beverly Theater again.
Cool.
We did a showing at Beverly for First Friday last November, sold out two
Nice.
screenings, 500 people, badass, very fun. I walked more on that day than I did in my longest day in New York City. I was literally ping ponging around this whole event for 7, 8 hours. It was awesome. Um,
Wow.
yeah, dude. So it's yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff going on, you know, making it happen. But yeah, I really hope I can get this short film, the one take short film going because everything else is pretty much shot. Family Dinner is probably not gonna start actual filming till about February, March maybe. Just because the casting process and the financial process is gonna take a long time on that. There's a lot of hidden costs associated with this script as far as effects and stuff like that. So it's going to be interesting to try and budget that out. Um,
Well, it's fun because all those new challenges are just more things you put in your file folder, right? Your cabinet of like, now I know how to do this. Now I know how now I know how to do that. I guess my next question is like 5 years out from now, what do you see yourself wanting to do right now? Because of course we know it'll change, but like 5 years from now, are you splitting your time rapping and filmmaking 50-50, or what do you kind of see yourself doing?
Dude, I've had this existential crisis for the last month or so,
Yeah.
where it's like I'm doing a lot, I'm making good money, I can't complain. You know, there's no reason to be upset about it. But I am noticing my peers that do one thing
Hmm.
are going a lot further. While I'm going a lot broader, I feel like my marketing game is crazy because of all the things I do. Um, I am finding myself having to lock in on one thing. And honestly, this is totally just dependent or totally due to the fact that I had that conversation with the distributors. I could see myself potentially, I mean, everything changes every day, but I just see
Yeah.
myself potentially working for a distributor in a major city and
Okay.
kind of being in that position where I could be sort of like a gatekeeper or like you know, a marketing exec or not executive marketing role for something like that. Um, that's a very clear cut avenue, and that's a real path, a career path, quote unquote, that I could find myself doing. Another thing I could find myself doing is getting more into the DJ side,
Hmm.
booking a lot more of those, you know, higher paying cool gigs. Doing a lot of
Hmm.
the higher paying corporate gigs, which they're fun, but I can only play so much Bruno Mars. You know, I'm ready to
Yeah.
if I hear, you know, don't believe me, just watch. I'm gonna probably shoot myself. You know, if I do this, you know, repeatedly forever. Um, and then another path I did find myself really locking in on is just really exclusively being a producer or AD
Mhm.
on major productions, you know.
Mhm.
And the fun part about being a producer is it's such a catch-all job that I could potentially be a producer that's, you know, on the day a line producer. I could be a producer that's, you know, exclusively working in the studios and helping coordinate the marketing for films and stuff like that. These are all skills that I possess, so I just got to figure out what's the one thing Rex is gonna do. You know,
Yeah.
it's kind of the game. But 5 years from now, I don't see myself living in Las Vegas. I don't see myself kind of slumming it as much as I have. Because I mean, I take work, I take every job, bro. I take every gig. I don't say no, 'cause
Mhm.
I don't like doing nothing. But if I could find one thing that I could lock in on and have this much effort
Hmm.
on, I feel like I would. I'm gonna do really well. I'm not really worried.
Oh yeah. Well, I think producing like of the ones you just shared makes so much sense for you because there is so much breadth of different things you do as a producer.
Mhm. Yeah,
And so I think that just makes sense as a job for you because it's so varied and you obviously are just like in love with variety as far with
absolutely.
life. You know, you're the ultimate side quester. One time because you know Eric who works at 11th Street, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, love Eric.
Aguero.
Yeah, his freaking Scoundrel the Sage stuff. It's
He's
so sick.
awesome,
I
dude.
love Eric.
Dude, shout out 11th Street Records. We did all of our ADR there with Dean Gray, the former audio engineer.
Yeah,
And because they do so much stuff with Nate Tannenbaum, local news anchor,
I
you've
love
heard of him.
Nate. I love
Yeah,
Nate. He's
he's
so
in our
cool.
film. He's in First Friday.
Oh, that's fun.
We cast a little news anchor. Also, shout out to Miss McClain over at Northwest Career Technical Academy. We used their news studio to film that. So I
Oh, sick.
throw some
That's
props out
awesome.
there.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to throw those out. Nate's such a nice person. Oh my goodness, he's so cool. He's so
Oh,
chill.
sweetheart. Are
Um,
you familiar with Nate Tannenbaum, Tristan?
No, that's not the mug guy that you sent your mug off
yeah,
to,
yeah, yeah,
Kevin.
yeah,
He's
yeah,
Oh,
the
it
yeah,
mud
is. Okay,
yeah.
guy.
yeah,
Yeah, he
yeah,
does
He's
the
the
mug
mud
thing.
guy,
Yeah,
dude. He wears a bow tie.
yeah, because Tristan didn't grow up here. He lived here for like a
a
bit,
couple years,
so
yeah.
he's not as like entrenched in like the old school Vegas
You're not
culture.
obsessed with the local news like us, Tristan?
Yeah,
You know, man.
I'm so surprised when I talk to transplants and I'm like, guys, Nate Tannenbaum. Like I've had conversations with Nate Tannenbaum. Like we know each other, and they're like,
Number, dude. Oh
who's
my
Nate
God.
Tannenbaum? And I'm like,
Yeah, dude. Like, what?
he's a weatherman, and they're like, why
Yeah.
do you care about having a conversation with him?
Like the
I'm like, you don't
coolest guy,
understand.
dude. You don't
He's the
know.
coolest guy. Well, and the thing is, and I didn't realize this until I had a conversation with Nate Tannenbaum. He did the bumpers for kids shows.
Oh, no way.
Oh, that's
That's why
fun.
all of the kids who grew up here love Nate Tannenbaum because he was doing the bumpers for PBS and for like WB Kids and like everything, like anything that was local going on for kids, he was the one announcing it for the bumpers.
Oh, wow.
Mhm.
Like coming up, we have Yu-Gi-Oh! And, you know,
Yeah, exactly. So you'd be
Yu-Gi-Oh!
watching
Oh
Yu-Gi-Oh,
my
and then it'd
gosh.
be Nate Tannenbaum saying, "Hey, we're having this event down at this place. Like, you should swing by,"
That's
with
so
his
cool.
great Nate Tannenbaum voice.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, so that's why all the
True
kids just
locals.
love Nate Tannenbaum. Like anyone who grew up here as a kid is like Nate Tannenbaum's best who ever did it.
He's
Oh
awesome.
my gosh.
He's
He
so
wears a bow
cool.
tie. I mean,
Yeah.
every news guy just wears a regular tie. He's got a
And he
bow.
plays the flute. I had him play flute for a show I did.
That's sick. Jazz.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
yeah. He's just straight up
Ron
like
Burgundy?
gets in there and he starts playing like O Tannenbaum on his flute. He has like a jazz
Of
arrangement
course.
of it.
That's awesome.
It was so sick. It was the coolest thing.
That's
We did
so
like a little charity Christmas event at Taverna.
dope.
Um, sorry for that aside.
That's
Yeah, dude.
that's
So,
phenomenal.
uh, okay. Besides the song that you're featuring on with me with on flows, you're kind of like rapping's like far back seat back of mind, right?
Yeah, I mean, dude, I love music, bro. I love music. I love being an artist. Every time I go to a show, I love, watching the artist. I get that itch. I'm like, oh, I want to perform again, this and
You're
that.
so good. You're such a good
And
performer.
I genuinely appreciate that, man. But like, I mean, who cares, man? It's like the amount of effort I would have to put into to genuinely be an artist.
Right.
I feel like to just be spent doing such other things.
Right.
And there is like a level of like selfishness that comes with being an artist that I feel like I've grown out of.
Okay.
That, like even when I was performing consistently, I caught myself like, yo, why is no one covering these other people? You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
it's so. it's such a bad seat to me to this point at this point to just be like, yeah, I'm an artist, especially hip hop too, because it's almost always boastful and bragging about
Yeah,
your cool stuff.
it's hilarious. I love
Oh.
I sorry to get aside with this, but the braggadocio culture of hip hop is legitimately why I'm in the hip hop scene because I think it's so funny. Because I'll talk to a guy who gets on stage and he's like, "I'm the best." He's like, "People don't respect me enough," and like this community needs to show up for me more and crap like that. And then I'll talk to them afterwards and they're like, "I suck at this, don't I?" And I'm like, "Whoa."
That's so real, dude. That's so real.
Oh my
Like
god.
what just happened? And they're like, I'm probably the worst rapper there ever. I'm like, who are you? What do you do? Like, why did that happen? And I think it's so funny. Or they'll be like acting all tough, and then they'll like start sharing posts with their kittens and stuff, and I'm like, what? Like, who is this person? And it's all the rappers. They're all like that, and I love it so much.
So real, dude. I am that guy. I for sure am that guy.
I
Like,
I think it's so funny. I'm not as braggadocious in my rapping. I'm more just like F the system
yo,
when I
respect.
when I get into that edge of it, you know? I'm
Mhm.
like, yeah. But like and then Jay Swole I think is one of the funniest rappers. And I think he thinks he is funny. Like he's a genuinely funny guy.
Yeah.
I don't know you know Jay, right?
Yeah, yeah. You can't
Jay is
miss
like
it. He's
massive.
huge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's huge. Just like bodybuild. He's legitimately a bodybuilder. He's like a competing bodybuilder.
That tracks. I believe
Yeah.
it.
And he's this great rapper and he'll sing a song and it's a contrast for me, you know? Like he'll talk about doing the most dirty and just salacious things to women. You know, like very, very sexual, just incredibly sexual. And the next song he's like, I love Jesus. I'm his anointed servant. And I'm like, whoa.
Heck yeah,
The
dude.
contrast there for someone that grows up in a different Christian type of background is just mind blowing. Because I don't know about you, but my background is very much like, hey, like, you know, marriage is when you have sex. Outside of that, you do not have sex. And it's
Yeah,
very like cleanliness. Like, let's not talk about the super sexual things with Jesus. And Jay Swoll just breaks those boundaries in such a crazy way. And I love it. It's so funny and so great.
that's awesome, man. Yeah. No, yeah, like that's dope, man. But yeah, no, dude. I feel like yeah, with being a musician too, it's like it's almost totally dependent on isolation a lot of the times too. I
Yeah, I
mean,
hate it. I hate that part of it.
there's a level of like you just got to lock in and do stuff. Or like at least when you're writing or recording and stuff like that. And when you are able to do it on a community level, it's a lot more fun. I still love jamming, big fan of jamming,
Hmm.
you know, but I don't really find myself with this urge to be alone anymore.
That makes sense.
And so yeah, man, as much as I love music, it's a hobby at this point, you know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
still got songs out. Shout out my I think 12 monthly listeners last time I checked, but I'm not dropping. I'm not recording as much. Uh,
Okay.
I do have this like so I mentioned my bucket list. I wrote a hell of a bucket list back in 2021. 2021, I broke my leg in this crazy accident. I was DJing and I got squished by a bunch of equipment. Almost died. Ended up locked up in bed for like 6 months. And I wrote this fire bucket list. And one of my bucket list items is to have a hit song, quote unquote, or at least a song that everyone wants to hear.
Mm,
Um, so I do have this like burning desire that I do want to revisit music in the next couple of years,
mm.
and just pump out a fun EP, one more, one for the road essentially. But yeah, I don't see myself doing that or focusing on that for a while.
Okay. But if I need a feature, I can always hit you up.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's
I
fun.
love it.
It's
Great.
easy.
Perfect.
Yeah,
That's
I
all I
wrote
asked
that,
for.
wrote
What?
that verse for you in like 20 minutes, dog, and then
It was so sick. And then we did the one, and then we had like the joint part together. That sounds so freaking sick.
that's tight. Yeah, I can't wait to hear the final.
I sent you the final.
No, like the final project as a whole, how it's
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. It'll be out in September, so it'll be soon.
heck yeah, dude. Pumped.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Makers make, creators create, doers do, and you're all three of them.
Thank
So
you.
you're staying busy, man.
Literally,
Love
yeah, no,
that.
it's absurd how many things I occupy my time with. I just gotta stay busy, man. Just gotta stay busy.
Well, for everyone listening, where can they follow you, get in contact with you, see what you're up to next?
You can find me in the club, bottle full of bub.
And you're a DJ, so there you go.
No. Yeah, find me at Reds from Vegas. I don't always post about what I'm doing because I'm just
Yeah.
doing. But yeah, Reds from Vegas is pretty much my moniker for everything. Decided to, yeah, find me at Reds from Vegas, doing everything. Follow the First Friday movie if you're hip to it. Keep up with everything we do, man. All my friends are famous, I like to say. So I've really decided to, see who watches this and see what new famous friends I can make, man.
Yeah, and we'll have that all linked in the show notes, and then keep us up to date. The more accolades you get, we'll post about them. We'll help you share that and get your news out there.
Sick, bro. I appreciate that, T. Yeah, man. Thank you guys for having me, man.
Oh,
It was a fun time, bro. There's
Fun time for us.
two things I love in this world most: women and talking about myself.
We're all out of women, so here we go.
Yeah, there's no women, so I had to talk about myself for an hour and a half.